Hello everyone. Myself Mrs. Rama Ranjalkar, lecturer in Electronics and Telecommunication Department from Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology, Finder. Today I am going to explain basics of electronic communication. Learning outcomes of this topic are Introduction to Communication System, block diagram and explanation of communication system, electromagnetic spectrum, transmission modes, noise and its types. Let's see the introduction to communication system. Communication system is a system model which describes the communication between two stations, transmitter and receiver. Signal or information passes from the source to destination through a medium called as channel. To transmit the signal in communication system, it must be first processed by several stages, beginning from signal representation to signal shaping until encoding and modulation. After preparing the transmitted signal, it passes through a communication channel and at the receiver side, again it demodulates and receive in terms of its original form. These are the examples of communication system: email, voice, voicemail, smartphones, telecommuting, groupware, e-commerce, bulletin board system, global positioning system, fax, instant messaging, video conferencing, telephony, internet, web. All these comes under communication system. Let's see the block diagram of basic electronic communication system. Now this block diagram consists of information source, input transducer, transmitter, channel, receiver, output transducer, destinations along with noise block. Let's see the description of this block diagram. Here the information source receives the message in terms of sound, light, picture or words. This information source convert these messages into electrical signal. For that purpose, it is transmitted towards the input transducer. Transducer is a device which converts these messages into electrical signal. Finally passes to the transmitter. Then transmitter sends these signals to receiver side with the help of communication medium. Again at the output side, all these messages are converted into original form so that the output transducer is used. This transducer converts these messages into sound, light, picture and words. And finally these messages are passed to destination. Let's see the components of block diagram of electronic communication system. So first is information. So information needs to be converted into digital form before the transmission occurs. Generally the information is in two types: analog signals and digital signals. Analog signals have continuous variation of voltage and current so that these signals needs to be converted into digital form. Communication channel is a medium by which a signal is transmitted from the sender to the receiver. It may be a simple copper wire or sometimes it may be a satellite system. Transducer is a device which converts one form of energy into another form of energy. In electronic communication, transducer is mainly a device that converts one form of physical variable such as temperature, pressure, force into an electrical signal and provides it as an output. In simple words, mechanical input is provided to a transducer and a transducer converts the mechanical input into electrical energy. The simplest example of transducer is the receiver of our phone. A mechanical input means our voice in the form of sound waves is provided to the phone, which in turn converts it into an electrical signal and transmits it. Other common example includes loudspeaker and antenna. The last component of communication system is receiver, which is a device that receives the signals sent or transmitted by the sender and decodes them into original form, which is understandable by humans. A common example of receiver is the television. Now the next is electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic waves are also called as radio waves. These are nothing but the oscillations which propagates in free space. They travel through free space at the speed of light. These waves consist of moving fields of electric and magnetic force, thus known as electromagnetic waves. The frequency of electromagnetic signal ranges from few hertz to several gigahertz. This entire range of frequencies of electromagnetic waves is called as electromagnetic spectrum. So this diagram shows the ranges for electromagnetic spectrum: gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet, infrared, microwaves and radio waves. Let's see the transmission modes occurs in serial communication. Generally, there are two types of transfer in case of transmission. One is a serial transfer and another one is a parallel transfer. Serial transfer means data is transferred serially, one after the another. So here there is a limitation for a speed. In case of parallel transmitter, all the bits are transferred simultaneously, hence the speed of transmission increases. Let's see another transmission modes. First is a simplex mode. It is a one-way communication. It means sender or receiver can be active at a time. So if the sender is transmitting the data, then the receiver can only accept the data. So the simplex mode is one-way communication techniques, and the example for simplex mode is television and radio. In half duplex method, both the sender and receiver can send or receive the data, but not at the same time. So if the sender is transmitting the data, then and only then the receiver can accept it. The well-known example of half duplex is internet, where the user sends a request for a data and then gets it from server side. Full duplex method, here both the receiver and transmitter can send data to each other at the same time. Example of full duplex is mobile phone. Let's see the comparison between the three different modes: simplex, half duplex and full duplex. Direction of communication in case of simplex mode is unidirectional, while in case of half duplex is bidirectional, one at a time, and full duplex bidirectional simultaneously. In case of simplex, sender can only send the data. In case of half duplex, sender can send the data, receive the data, but one at a time. In case of full duplex, sender can send the data and receive the data simultaneously. Performance of simplex is worst. For half duplex is better than simplex, and for full duplex is best performing in case of mode of transmission. Example of simplex mode is keyboard and monitor. For half duplex is walkie-talkie, and for full duplex is telephone. This is a diagrammatical representation of simplex and half duplex, full duplex mode. So in simplex, this is a computer. This arrow shows the one directional. So the sender can send the data and the receiver can receive the data. In case of half duplex, both the sender and receiver can send the data, but one at a time only. While in case of full duplex, this arrow shows the bidirectional, so simultaneous transmission and reception occurs. Another transmission modes are synchronous and asynchronous. In case of synchronous mode, blocks of data is to be transferred from sender to receiver, and here the transmission is synchronized by an external clock. In case of asynchronous, there is no any clock signal, but transmission occurs with the help of start and stop bit. When the start bit comes, data transmission has to be started. It transmits the data, and as soon as the stop bit comes, it stops the transmission. An example is the interface between a keyboard and computer. Keyboard is a transmitter and computer is a receiver. So here this diagram shows the synchronous and asynchronous communication. In synchronous, sender and receiver, there is only the data bits are available, no any start bit and stop bit. While in case of asynchronous, start bit and stop bits are there along with data signal. Noise is most dominant factor in case of communication. It is an unwanted signal. It interferes the original signal and corrupts the parameters of message signal. The alteration in communication process leads to the message getting altered, and it disturbs the quality of communication. So the noise signal can be understood by taking a look at the following example. So this is your original signal. This spike shows the noise signal. So as the noise is introduced in signal, it disturbs the quality of original signal. There are two types of noise due to external source, and second one is occurs due to internal source. External source, this noise is produced by the external sources which may occur in the medium or channel of communication. Usually this kind of noise cannot be completely eliminated. The best way is to avoid such kind of noise from affecting the signal. So examples of external noises are atmospheric noise, extraterrestrial noise and industrial noise. Another kind of noises are internal source noise. So these noise are produced by the receiver components while functioning. The components in the circuits due to continuous functioning may produce few types of noise. This noise is quantifiable. A proper receiver design may lower the effect of internal noise. Examples of internal noises are thermal agitation noise, also called as Johnson noise, short noise due to random movement of electrons and holes, transient noise occurs during transition. Miscellaneous noise is another type of noise which includes the flicker, resistance effect, and mixer generated noise. One more parameter is used in case of communication called as signal to noise ratio. So signal to noise ratio means it is the ratio of signal power to noise power. Signal power is always higher than noise signal. Then and only then your communication provides the good output. The higher the value of signal to noise ratio, the greater will be the quality of received output. Thank you.